Welcome to LACT News. I'm Lal Burgundy.
And I'm Tommy Gunningsblatt.
And let's deliver you the news. Our top story is about the Tet Offensive and the Vietnam War. We all know that we are assisting the South, a capitalist government, and fighting the North, the communists. Very shortly, we will show our exclusive coverage from Vietnam. Here we will talk to Private Ryan about the combat surrounding the Tet Offensive and also about general combat and life in the hostile area. But first, let's describe how the U.S. got involved in the Vietnam War.
And now, a great presentation put together by our news team.
In a true American fashion, our President, John F. Kennedy, wanted to stop the spread of communism from North Vietnam to South Vietnam, and got our military fully involved. Now our poor U.S. soldiers are dying over a cause that is not theirs. Vietnam is a catalyst for the domino effect. If it falls to communism, the rest of the Southeast nations will fall as well. JFK entered the U.S. into the war, and this was to use the strategy of containment, that, as we all know, is a good thing that effectively contains the spread of communism. 1962. President Johnson initiates the U.S. military to enter the war. U.S. troops opened fire on the Viet Cong, as we needed to attack first, otherwise face the risk of being attacked. And so the bloody battle began. Three years later, 1965, Operation Rolling Thunder. This was a strategic bombing campaign by the U.S. It was a limited area assault that was employed in order to help the South Vietnamese. The U.S. continued to lose soldiers. This operation isn't the most effective, however, because of its questionable strategic position of each air fleet, sometimes in a no-war zone, also known as the demilitarized zone. Also, the pilots seemed to be more ready to fight against communists, but not the Vietnamese from the north, but the communists. (1968) The Tet Offensive. This was one of the only offensives by the North Vietnamese soldiers. Its goal is to take back Hanoi and other major cities in South Korea. So far it hasn't been that effective, but there are still many losses to be had on both sides.
Although it may seem as if we are fighting this war just to waste American lives, we are fighting this war because we need to prevent the spread of communism to any more of the neutral countries of the Southeast. It is imperative for us to send a message by defeating Ho Chi Minh and his forces to the rest of the communist world that capitalism is the better economic system. If we lose this war, then it will be one of the major setbacks of the 20th century. These images that you are seeing are not meant to discourage you, but to instead encourage you to support the war and stop the spread of communism.
So whose offensive is this battle?
It is a Vietnamese offensive, and the National Liberation Front is making attacks on three major cities in South Vietnam.
Can you explain what the National Liberation Front is?
It's a political organization that leads North Vietnam, and they are communist, and they want to take over South Vietnam.
So what is the strategy that the Vietnamese are using?
They're using guerrilla warfare and make surprise attacks on us to throw us off balance.
What's your strategy for fighting off the Vietnamese?
We plan to use napalm, which is flammable material that is dropped from airplanes and sticks to anything and burns everything. And we'll also have foot soldiers on the ground to prevent any guerrilla attacks.
Thank you for your time.
No problem. Vietnamese are approaching from the north. You gotta get out of here.
Okay.
Look, the Vietnamese are coming! Attack!
I got you back.
Ah!
We need a medic!
Go on, without me.
There's gotta be more.
Due to some technical difficulties, we cannot continue with our live broadcast. Thanks for listening, and you stay classy.
and I hope this program has educated you about the war abroad.
Welcome to LACT News. I'm Lal Burgundy. Say your name.
I thought you were going to say Andy.
Alright, I'll stop.
No, say, and very shortly, we will show our exclusive coverage from them. Here, we will talk to... Fuck! Welcome to LACT News. I'm Lal Burgundy, and this is Tommy...